second grade. Ooh, we are back to our shape learning today. We've changed our learning target just a hair to focus our learning in a different way today. So we are going to read that together in just a moment. Yesterday we had our exit ticket and we were looking at these two shapes and I asked you to think about where they would go. You all did a fantastic job of showing me that this guy right here is going to be a triangle because it has those three sides, those three vertices, those three angles. They're not all the same length. They don't have square corners, but they do have all of these attributes that these triangles share. And this guy right here is that square. It's a lot like the one that I drew up at the beginning, isn't it? So we've got both of those drawn on our chart now. Let's go ahead and get our targets ready, and we are going to read our new learning target today. I can identify, there it is, and describe, tell all about, quadrilaterals using their attributes. What in the world is a quadrilateral? Well, let's find out. What do you notice about all of these shapes? Take a minute. What do every one of these shapes have in common? Put your thumb in front of your tummy when you think you can tell me what they have in common. What do you notice? They have four angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They sure do. What else do you notice about all of these? They have four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. They all have those four sides. All of these shapes are quadrilaterals. That part quad means four. Right here, oh, Miss Baker spelled it the wrong way. Quadrilaterals. I'm going to fix that up for us in a little bit. It's Q-U-A-D. Quadrilaterals. I'm going to pop that up there. Quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals means four. Very good. When we take a peek at these quadrilaterals, we notice they all have four sides, they all have those four angles, and they all have those four vertices. Now, we are going to add our quadrilaterals to our chart. I feel like I have a friend just dying to share something about those quadrilaterals. What are you noticing? It's not 6. Oh my goodness, 4 sides, 4 angles, 4 vertices. I just heard somebody say, wait a second, but a square is a quadrilateral. It sure is. A square is a quadrilateral. A rectangle is a quadrilateral. What other quadrilaterals do we see? We have our rhombus, right? Our rhombus that could be a square. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Looks like a diamond. Rhombus. Okay, what else do you see? Ooh, I love this guy. It's kind of a tricky one. It's called a trapezoid. You say trapezoid. A trapezoid has two sides that are parallel. Parallel means that they never touch, right? They just keep on going and they're never going to come together. But then you can see The trapezoid also has two sides, and they might not be touching right away, but they will eventually. So they're not parallel. They would actually come together at some point. A little like the bottom of a triangle, right? Still has four sides, but two of those sides will connect if they kept going up, and two sides are parallel. Again, that is a trapezoid. This one is also a quadrilateral. That one's kind of a fun one. It's called a parallelogram. And we call it that because, remember I just said that parallel means that they never touch? Well, guess what? Look at these two sides. Never touch. What about these two sides? Never touch. Same case about those two. So all of these are quadrilaterals. We're all second graders, right? Absolutely. Now, we have second grade boys and we have second grade girls. My boys are all second graders and they're all boys. So my squares are squares, but they're also quadrilaterals, okay? My rectangles, my girls, right? You guys are all rectangles, or could be rectangles, but you're also second graders. So you could be a quadrilateral too. We think about subsets. That means we have our squares and our rectangles, but those also fit into that bigger idea of a quadrilateral. They're both, right? You're both a second grader and a girl. You're both a second grader and a boy. My squares are both squares and quadrilaterals. And my rectangles are rectangles and quadrilaterals, along with these other 4-sided shapes. Now, I'm going to show you three other shapes, and we want to decide, is it a quadrilateral or isn't it? Are you ready for this? It'll be kind of fun. 3 shapes. Are they a quadrilateral or are they not a quadrilateral? Take a peek at my 3 shapes. I'll even letter them for us. It's a lot easier when we can letter them when we identify them, isn't it? We have our A, our B, and our C. Which of these are quadrilaterals? C is or is not? Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is not a quadrilateral. You're right. It's a pentagon. It has those 5 sides. Absolutely. In fact, let's add that baby to our pentagon list, right? Looks kind of like a crayon, doesn't it? Okay. What about our A and our B? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is not a quadrilateral. It's a pentagon too. Why? It has 5 sides. I'm going to add that to my pentagon one too. It's always good to have lots of examples. I can get my side straight down there, right? Okay. What about our B? Why do you say that's a pair, or why do you say that that's a quadrilateral? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, That is an example of a quadrilateral. We can add that one to our list. One line there, one here, one there, and then one connecting. That absolutely is a quadrilateral. Remember second grade, a quadrilateral is a shape that has 4 sides, and it includes some of our shapes that we've learned before. Our squares fit in that group. Our rectangles fit in that group. Do our triangles? No. What about our hexagons? No. What about our pentagons? No, they don't. But our rectangles and our squares do. Today, you all have a job to do some sorting. You have a sheet that I'm going to be handing out here in just a moment, and it has 4 different categories, okay? Actually, it might even have 5. Quadrilaterals, hexagons, pentagons, and triangles. You are going to put all these shapes. There's tons of different shape cards. These different shape cards you're going to put into these 4 categories. Is it a triangle? Is it a pentagon, a hexagon, or is it a quadrilateral? Does it have 4 sides? And remember, we might see some squares and rectangles in that pentagon group. It has to have 4 sides. Remember to sort, and I want you to make sure that you're telling your partner how you know that it fits in that category. We want to be using those attributes to tell where they're going to go. Happy sorting!